This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
So this is a story that broke just the other day, and I missed it. I missed this story, this take on the 457-minute gap in Donald Trump's call logs. What I believe to be deliberately hidden to conceal what would be in those calls. Maybe even obviously who he called. But there could be recordings of this. And because I did the videos I did yesterday and only have a finite amount of time in a day and energy and effort to put forth the editing and posting and everything, I didn't get to this. But because I missed it, I'm thinking, well, somebody else must have missed it too. And I want to talk about it. This AP headline, this Business Insider headline, wrong story. A Watergate prosecutor says the 457-minute gap in Trump's White House call logs could be masking incalculably worse behavior than Nixon's. Because remember, Richard Nixon, there was an 18.5-minute eraser. They erased phone calls on the recordings of them discussing their criminality. 18.5 minutes is ultimately what brought Nixon down. And we're talking about 457 minutes. 7 hours and 37 minutes of concealed call logs. I'm going to read from this Business Insider article. A Watergate prosecutor on Saturday compared Donald Trump's missing January 6, 2021 phone logs to a minutes-long gap in one of Richard Nixon's calls related to the scandal that cost Nixon his presidency. And she concluded that Trump's case had the potential to be far more serious. Because in this case, we are discussing a failed coup attempt. An incited insurrection against the United States government incited by the at the time, current sitting president of the United States of America. He only had 2 weeks left, mind you, but he was still indeed the president of the United States, attempting to reinsert himself as president. Quote, "It is often said that Nixon's cover-up was worse than his underlying crime. The reverse is potentially true for Trump." Jill Wine-Banks wrote in an op-ed article published by NBC News, quote, "Trump's records gap is 25 times as long as Nixon's, but his alleged crime could be incalculably worse. Trump is under scrutiny over a gap of 7 hours and 37 minutes in the White House's call logs on the day of the Capitol riot. The absence of these call records has also prompted the House January 6th committee to investigate what one unnamed lawmaker has called a possible cover-up. A lot can be said in 457 minutes, Wine-Banks wrote. Comparisons to the 18.5-minute gap in a crucial President Richard Nixon recording were immediately obvious to me. Wine-Banks, who cross-examined Nixon's secretary in 1973 about the gap, also observed she was not the only to make that connection between Trump and Nixon. First, Nixon's gap seems, based on my experience and other experts, to have been a deliberate erasure, she wrote. Is Trump's? We don't have enough evidence to say for sure yet, but the missing chunk certainly appears deliberate. Now, this, for me, strains credulity, because we have the benefit of 5 years of witnessing Donald Trump's criminality, his lawlessness, his skirting of the rules and institutional norms and the law. Why would we give him the benefit of the doubt when at every single turn he has lied tens of thousands of times in his official duties as President of the United States? Why would we say we don't have enough evidence yet for sure that he did it deliberately? Maybe it was an accident. No, it wasn't. Is it just coincidence that those particular calls are hidden? are lost, are missing? No, absolutely not. It is deliberate. It is conniving. It is sinister. It is an attempt to cover up his wrongdoing, his involvement, his incitement, his planning, the conspiracy, the criminal conspiracy, the seditious conspiracy to overturn this United States government. Hopefully, it is not a permanent obscuring of the facts, because consequences must be met to Donald Trump. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on social media. I would absolutely love to connect with you there. You can yell and scream and tell me how wrong I am. That is often how it's used. And if I bring you value, listen, I do say this a lot, and I mean it. If there's somebody else out on this platform that brings you more value, that does more for you, that you enjoy more, that entertains you more, whatever, support that person. Times are very precarious right now in this particular media landscape with independent creators like myself, independent commentators giving analysis on the news and the headlines and the things that are important in making our country better. So if there's somebody out there that does more for you than me, throw that person a couple bucks a month. But if I am that guy for you, please consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways to help support what I do right here on YouTube. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.